camo on the Yoru that they had kind of changed to, which he is such a good Neon, but coming into this, I had kind of thought, okay, like they have a Yoru, they actually have an agent that's going to be able to deal with Alpha. You know, we've hyped so much about how amazing his buys has been.
Do, or at least should, put as the best IGL in the world. One of them is not making it to Santiago, and it all kicks off here.
Barriers up, and away they go. Fnatic playing quite passive down the bottom of mid. They've already been smoked off, but the pressure's coming in elsewhere as Liquid get aggressive on A main. The dog the Boaster was trying to break, all a ruse, as Wayne finds one on top of his wall. An orb as well on the way out. Good early economy for them. Fnatic try to recover this man disadvantage. It's doubled up from Liquid in this corner. So much damage done in a previous game by Camo, but this time we see the numbers equalize.
Yeah, after what was a bit of a worrying start, caught by a surprise, Fnatic have been able to recover. The space taken was massive, and well, a man that we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on this map. It seems like his home turf of Corrode Althea has given them the advantage. Nats will turn it back though, level things up for the moment, and even take an advantage with Wayne. It leaves Vekaj. He broke 100 kills yesterday in the best of 5. Here, he just needs 2.
That plan's certainly not ideal for him. Got to get a move on now with the smoke down. Suspects a player in heaven. Great read from Vekaj. Goes in to stop this before it gets too far out of hand. Wayne, it's not a bad idea. Sticking it in that moment.
If it goes further, I think that's where it starts to get more interesting. I think breezes look great for Liquid, and Split maybe a little more up in the air. I like the aggression again though. Wayne put onto this stage. Obviously normally he's been sticking to those smokes, but allows him to be that little bit more aggressive, use some of that individual skill that has been spoken about. And with Fnatic putting quite a bit into this round, obviously it is still a bonus. See how much damage they can do.
Oh, Wayne is on a tear. Yeah, I mean, you started this map out talking about him, and for good reason. Yesterday, those 2 clutches.
He normally only does it when everyone else is dead, though. It's a bit unfair if he just does it at the beginning of rounds. And
it's going to already clearly be an annoyance in terms of that wall early on. We've seen it towards A main, but we know that there's plenty more angles. This could come into play. A nice attempt with the flash thrown out, but the number's already too far behind, and Wayne will be the one to find a 4th. Rez online coming into round 4, and 1 on the board for Liquid.
Yeah, already just seeing that with this guy, I guess being a little bit let off the leash. Like when you're playing the Sage, you can be more proactive. You can have those aggressive fights and then put slows down to make it awkward for people to swing you.
I think the main thing is, though, if it's, well, never mind the theory crafting, Liquid are going aggressive right off rip. 3, 4, walking down mid. No presence on A that they fought for with that wall a couple of times now. And they're conditioning their opponents, but Vekaj somehow ends up with 2. Purple doing his best to pull this back, but they're stuck up close. And Team Liquid need to make something of this aggression, and they have, sending Boaster into a clutch. The first already found, but the spike down in the open. A crossfire, but while the smokes come in, Boaster takes his timing. The Nats takes the round. Team Liquid 2-2, but it's a bit of a nail biter.
Take those risks because they must almost expect to lose it. You see it again. Just an immediate fight forward. Constant pressure being put on. Hunter's Fury even going to be used, but Purple is flying ahead of it. Camo is as well. You're expected to flee, fall back, run for the hills when a Hunter's Fury comes through, but instead they fight forward again. The W key constantly being pressed, and Wayne just isn't stopping, going for more and more. Only one standing in Crashies. As 4 players remain on the other side. The first comes easy, maybe not. Doesn't even get that one. Wayne on 2 HP.
What's the fix been? And this won't be the round we see it, most likely. Again, it's going to be that low bite. They did well last time to get some ults out of them, but, well, no pressure on the shoulders of Team Liquid to start. A 5v3. Also, no need to continue this aggression, but they are feeling it, and that could be their downfall. Pride does come before the fall, and a big mistake there to continue pushing the issue.
You get into the mindset of W gaming, and sometimes it's hard to let go. They've given guns over. Fnatic were happy to play much further back, but Nats taking out Vekaj. Now leaving Boaster in the clutch again, and is he going to go all the way around to maybe even try and link up with his teammate? No, it was a bait. it was a bait to try and get Boaster to look the other way, try and get him to lock in on a different position. In the meantime, Nats is right back around this angle once again. Still means there's a chance for Boaster to isolate the fights, though.
That's the main concern. They're just waiting for that plan to come through. Whether it will be orbital strike, I mean, it will be a big commitment to throw in. But the Molly, on the other hand, that's going to block them all from the rotate, wrap around from Nats, contain that smoke, and spam through to take Boaster down. An unusual strategy. I don't know if he planned for that with the gap in the Molly or if that was an adjustment, but either way, very well handled. Another round for Liquid, and yeah, they do overheat. I can almost understand it. They just called a pause. You crush them like that right away. But when you're up against that low buy, continuing the aggression, it's usually a bridge too far. That's crazy.
I genuinely think if we ever introduce agent bans and you're playing up against Miniboo, you ban Neil. You just do it every time. Yeah. Like, he's been doing things all the way through this stage that I saw a little bit. That was what it was.
Hey, where do you push?
5-round streak from Team Liquid here. This is the map you almost give to Fnatic, and well, Liquid are giving them nothing. Almost got him through the wall there. Alpha's wondering if he was seen. And there's still aggression coming through. This time, it will be punished. The slow goes in, the orbital strike, but there's a gap, and these players are safe, able to just about get out. A nice idea by Liquid. This time, it doesn't land.
Yeah, I think Alpha's probably one of like 5 players that would have been quick enough to hit that reaction shot on a guy flying through the air. Thankfully, Fnatic do have Alpha here. Gives them the advantage, wall placed. Almost as a bit of a bait. Well, Miniboo's looking to get rid of it. The aggression on the other side is punished, though. The push and pull of Fnatic starting to come into effect, and you look how open that B site currently is. However, Nat's getting in early enough. He's going to be able to smoke it and slow them down.
This is so good from Alpha. The second his wall got tripped, he walks back. He feels that space should now be that bit more open. And he could be right if noise was made on B. And the knife goes through. Here's the ult as well. That's such a good fake. I saw it in the cam as Alpha called for this play. But does he expect there to be another player? They might think Miniboo, the one who was on A earlier, is the last man standing on this side of the map. The step's heard, and that's Wayne's chance to strike with a kill on the other side of the map. This is far from over. And the wall, along with the slow, it's going to cost them so much time. Fnatic make it in. The slow buys them space, but they need to stand their ground on this swing, and just about in the nick of time, the plan comes in. A recovery, and what could have been a disaster for Fnatic, and only Nat stands in the way of their victory now.
It doesn't have any utility to play with, whereas, well, you can see the stars falling from the sky, things starting to align for Fnatic as Nats is basically hoping for a mistake, and he's going to get flanked on instead. Kayak with the wraparound, and Fnatic will gain their 3rd round, a break in the streak of Liquid.
Almost forced to run into a stack. Now, they've only seen one with that suppress. They know now no one's in the corner. You start to think that it could just be that solo defender. Yeah, the Sage should be somewhere now taken down. Let's see, one guy left on site. Let's go in, but there's actually a backup. There's a second player here. Flash pop. Purple still standing. Dominates the duels, and the round is for Team Liquid. As a result, that 3rd man flying under the radar has caused it to come crashing down for Fnatic.
It's just, there was milliseconds in that.
Commend Liquid for what they've brought to bear here today. As you said, that quick turnaround in the comp, but this looks like something that's been rehearsed for a long time. Except for that fight. But the second man there again, it is kind of a bait.
It is literally bait. It's you're going to fight.
Well, this time they wait outside that wall. Again, last time you broke it, they rotated in pretty quick. They waited. So now, they let the clock run a little bit, then burst on in. But the quick rotation and mini boost still sees that 3rd player here. And now a danger in this corner. The judge. Oh, it's going to be terrifying. The jump shot. Oh, it strips Makash of more than half his health. But they're still standing with 3. Purpo looks to change things as they break through this smoke. With the flash, it will be the same in response, but Makash dodged it! And nobody dodged his shots in return! Feeding up a healthy course of lead, and Alpha's there with the dessert! Fnatic 1 away from tying this up at the half, and I didn't think I'd be saying that coming into this map, Tom, but with how things started, it's quite the recovery.
6-5. This was looking pretty damning at 5-2, but As said, Fnatic comfortable on that defense. This is so aggressive from the defensive side. And again, it's working out. Minibu's running through his own teammate Smoke, and it's worked out wonderfully. Just a complete wipe down off that Neon, and they'll take the lead at the half.
Rotates from Liquid. And again, they've shown presence A main. Now 2 players coming through this connector. I mean, this is clearly a split of the A site. That's clearly where they want this fight to go, at least from the perspective of Fnatic. But as we can see, there's something else cooking here from Liquid. And although Boaster's getting suspicious, he will be the only one on that side of the map when 5 players come bursting through the gates. I don't expect him to do much other than grab the info.
I'll see if he can get one. It would be nice. But yeah, he's sitting all the way back, hoping to try and maybe just hold on to some of the space. That'll be a bigger issue. If they lose full control of everything, it's going to be tough. Becca has already just gone through and managed to get himself one for free. That's Nats out. He's the exact guy you'd want in a post plant. And in the meantime, Liquid have got aggressive. They've taken full control of the spawn and even swinging back in. Boaster not quite prepared for Minibu to be that aggressive in the last 2, only just getting into position.
Well, nice shots from Crashies, but 1 kill, 2, still 2 more to go. Minibu up top will swing wide, and the Bandit closes this round. Liquid 8-5. This is the chance to build up major economy. They've already got the 1 pistol in the form of the Bandit in play. So for Fnatic to actually do damage, they need 2 picks. Playing back in with these classics, that's not going to be very easy. Alpha's at least got the Bandit. He'll go first, and he will go. Indeed, straight out of the round. And Bonchon's getting anything out of this one.
That's just the calm of Nats. He completely ignores kayak diving over the top because he knows that, okay. This really shouldn't be very costly, lads. This should have been a nice clean one. This should have been very easy. You've just lost yourself 3 players.
What just happened?
And yeah, that was a couple of SMGs gone. Okay, it's not the end of the world, but 1 rifle goes with it. And yeah, that is as good as that ever could have gone when you gamble on the wrong side of the map.
Yeah, especially with the initial fights going the other way. They've done a remarkable job. I need to see what Crashies did here, because he was tucked in the spawn. Look at this, 5 versus 2. There should have been no damage from this point forward. Kayak gets a lot done, but then...
Yeah.
Oh.
The thing about Crashies...
Oh. I don't know how he did that. Super positioning. That's a next step in quantum computing, I believe. I'll have to have a chat with him after. Figure that one out, pick his brain. 9-5, round 15 sees Liquid pick up the pace straight in towards this A site, but they're falling flat as they go running through that choke point. There's only 3 left, 2 losses, damage done to Wayne. That's almost taking him out of the round.
1 HP clutch? Oh, he healed.
Yeah, there's the heal at least. He's also got some coming in from Sky, so back to reasonably decent health, but man advantage doubled up on. Two scene.
Taking their time. Ooh, almost. They do have to be a little bit careful, but Nats has now gone on the other side. Wayne, he's a little bit healthier. Also has res. I don't think he's getting out of here alive. Well, Crashies make sure of it. 3 players standing back onto the board for Fnatic.
If you can't beat him, join him. He's doing a good job at least to start. See if he can have that same impact over mid that Brock did. Way back in Champs. How's he gotten away with? He's out of there! That's madness. And with Purpo and the Sage,
yeah,
Purpo can get healed back up and then he can heal the other player.
Double healer
That's
comp.
ridiculous.
I don't think that's something that they thought about too much when playing it, but that's got to be infuriating for Boasty. You have a guy dash in, dash out, and then just run through the smoke and find a pick. Kayak's now going to try and beat them at their own game, but Purpo just waiting on the other side. A double opener. Still 2 players wait on that A site, and Alfie has just been sitting on B waiting for someone to eventually peek him. I don't think they're going to. Surprised he's not yawning.
There could be a chance to pull this back. 100 Fury's still there, but Crashies has to secure his back, and it's this pick. Oh no!
Dear.
That could decide everything. Well, decision made.
It's not broad.
Makash did dodge that flash, though. They won't expect him to be this far forward, but the chance converts to 1 kill. And Alfier probably just wants to save this weapon for the next. Good thing he's got his wall behind him. He's relatively safe, but double digits for Team Liquid. Fnatic trailing on 6, and a dominant round like this, how they get there, this is a terrifying This for Liquid, the push towards the A side
again.
sees the same pace. The hinders even landed. Boaster does have some support though. Not under too much pressure just yet, but with the cash down, it has to be Boaster to pull them back into this as he falls. The A site should be for Team Liquid, but Crashies, he reveals his hand. He's shown them that he's here, and the dog spotting him has ended the round. A res just to double down. Liquid knowing how important it is to crush Fnatic's economy and to find themselves that 11th, the home stretch.
Jump shot, pop flash.
Oh! He's made it out at least, but then there's a double swing coming at him. 11-6 for Liquid. Home stretch, well and truly mounted. Around the A side, nobody in main this time. A completely different round from Liquid for that reason, but they still end up here, coming through connector and set, assuming that the trap has been put in towards A main, but instead, Fnatic have played back. That still didn't stop Kayak from going down to the spam, but here's the bookie. A chance, an opportunity, perhaps with his back held, but Miniboo just stove past Vikash, took Boaster from behind, and now this round is done. Alpha here, the last man standing, and well, his name's already in the history books. This one would underline it. 12-6 for Team Liquid.
Probably the weakest map that Liquid play versus one of the strongest that Fnatic play, and it is looking like the opposite right now. Liquid in form, and their opponents yet to really show up to the party, especially in this second half. Boaster will kick off, the pressure put on. Hunter's Fury thrown out to delay them. That B hit, they were finally going to go B. But they might have been denied at the door. No, they're pushing.
Now they've committed so much already, and Liquid have won when they forced the issue. My God! Purpo used himself as a Sky Flash, got Camo the kill, one away now from Convergence Path, by the way. The spike is holding deep into spawn, which I'm not a fan of that. Purpo, go back the other way, you're 45 HP, you madman. But if you give Camo the plant here, hell, or if he goes and gets a pick, I suppose.
Oh, dear.
The round could be yours, and then Nats just picks up an AWP, finds a kill in mid, and you've already got the advantage.
Well, they've avoided
And the heal on Camo.
the one time the setup was on the other side. They avoided Althea again, and now the Nats operator has taken over. Althea, he's been the last alive in every single round, never having a chance to have impact. They've avoided him, they've dodged him, they've had their Alpha radar available the entire time. Does he have anything to keep them in their map choice, to stop them going 0-1 in this series? There's a second. Third as well! Maybe this is his moment! No, it is not! Nats will stop him accessing the site, and Liquid take their opponent's choice to start things off 1-0.
Locked in again on the speeches. Don't know which one it is this time around, whether it's personal.
Oh, I know EBS is paying right attention, being like,
They're
okay,
down in the dumpster. We can do this, or whether it's another one of the motivational ones. Either way, for me, Liquid has come out of the gate swinging, and they look...
Yeah, I think they're getting 3-0'd.
Could see Pal in the face making, Pal in the crowd making faces while you were going through
I was about to say, he's joined FaZe?
Yeah. Get that man a raise. Well, Team Liquid 0-0 starting out as the barriers go up. They have already swapped spots with the attackers. Miniboo standing by with the Sheriff. Remember, they don't have to commit to these fights. Already having that advantage, the fall back, as Purpo still has a flash. They can play back into the retake, fight out of a smoke, take that front sight control. Miniboo's caught a bit in the open here. Already down to 50, revealed as well, but this is what it's all about, waiting for that flash. Miniboo going down makes it a bit more awkward, and Crashies still had vision, took Purpo down, and puts Fnatic into the lead. Oh my, Alpha! It's a messy fight. Nats ends up with one somehow, but it might not play a role. And in the end, it's a cleanup for Fnatic.
That good trading.
We've seen this before though, Purpo playing towards that elbow, flashing out, the delay of the snake bite, but a little different when Nat's going to invade that space. He's gotten so close, but a beautiful seize reveals him, gives the pick away, and now the pressure truly on. The showstopper still not burned from Fnatic. They've got that as a safety net, and they'll keep it as one in the back pocket for a future round, as the third seems to be coming easily into their favor. Team Liquid, they're going to concede. They're running for the hills, and no surprise, Tom, they barely did a lick of damage, let alone no picks. But no, it's so important to see him bringing that energy up on the team, because you can imagine how low you feel after a 13-6. You know this is your last chance as well. You'll be watching Santiago from home, and the energy's looking better on Fnatic, but in this round, The opening pick goes to Liquid.
Well, that has been the thing for Fnatic. Okay, sure, you had lock-in where the first tournament of the year came with a trophy. But in 2024 and 2025, they did watch from home until coming back at stage 1. That's nice from Camo, though. The slow, perfect.
45 on the clock when push comes to shove. A shame to lose that showstopper in the opening duel. That was so close. The right idea by Kayak, but the wrong execution. That flash, though, a different story. He's got himself two eventually. Took down Camo, but here he comes again, the menace on the server. Sliding around and finding one round for Team Liquid.
Maybe used in an execute here. The double up in Hookah. Contact and then a second layer. The gun's been spotted, but Althea still wins the fight.
Well, he goes, Hinder landed, and it's the TP play from Nats to try to find value. The orbital strike put down, but those players hindered can fall back just far enough. The blast packs, I think, helped Alpha, but he's left on 30. And with Kayak falling in that attempt to take space elsewhere, they are already so far behind. With Alpha being picked off, this round looks like it's dead in the water. Boaster and Crashies left to pick up those pieces. They're walking into the site that's stacked as well. The first goes their way, but now that's the end of it. 3K for Nats, a second round for Team Liquid, and they're climbing back already. All the way back to Fracture.
I think he's referencing that 1v1 he had versus Boaster, where Boaster picks him at the end. If he is, that's the thing that goes into my mind when he's talking about Fracture.
Rolling back the years, my goodness. There's the showstopper finally put through, and Liquid's response is, as you may have expected, to go pushing, but Purpo made a big mistake. The showstopper finds its mark. Kayak with the disruption into the spawn. Nats though, ice in a furnace, he's grabbed two. That might just keep Liquid in it, and here comes Miniboo. Getting space and locking these players in towards Lamps as he was watching the cross, but Crashies somehow survives! Left into the 1v1, but Boaster waits on the other side of that molly for the 4th round on the board for Fnatic.
And that is quite a damning round for Liquid. The economy on the brink, a couple of rifles into play, one of them in the hands of Nats, and while Camo was hoping to find a victim, it's actually Nats to find one instead. And there's the Viper Spear. They're just trying to delay for Camo. They're trying to give him space. If he could drop the spike, this round is basically over. And he's going to try and make that move.
10 seconds left.
Already getting in on the flank. The spike just about being planted, but I don't even think it matters anymore. Vekash has to clutch versus the whole squad, and it's the classic to take him down. Liquid surrounded them, and at many points, it looked like Fnatic were going to find the space. Nats is going to be here and put the snakebite in to slow them that little further.
This has been what they do every single time. That snakebite's enough to slow them, and buy time is all they need to do. Flank is getting so close to coming to completion, and now there it is, off the orbital strike, and ult cancelled out for a piece of utility. And although Kayak finds two, now the flank strikes. The spike is stuck in this corner. They might have the sight, but they need to get out. And the damage done leaves Purple with an opportunity. A low HP Kayak on the site. The pieces can still be picked back up for Liquid to continue this dominant run. 4 out of 5 rounds, but Kayak will seal the deal for Fnatic. The lead is back in their hands.
Oh, that round was all him. That round was all him.
Team Liquid push down mid again, this time more tempered. It's slower, and it's not giving the information away. They're holding for contact. Crashies is about to give it, but he found the info. Punished. Perhaps that flash was perfect. Still, shots from the side are making this awkward until Vikash goes down. Now the players on the side have to worry about their flank, and somehow Wayne keeps the trades equal. A 2 versus 2.
Smoke's down.
It looks like Nats is going to come around to meet Purple. They'll both play this from the flank.
That's dependent on what Fnatic do here. They are baiting the plant. They are worried of almost every single angle, but maybe not the correct one. Althea is watching though. That was the main fight. Now Nat's coming in on the flank. And they're still just baiting. They're still trying to make him go for this, make him take the 1v1. It is smart stuff from Fnatic. You want to try and surprise us? We have time to spare. I think this might be easier said than done. Alfia already setting up, 40 seconds left. No one is even close to rotating. They'd have to dip through the TP, and that's as bad as it could have gone. Viper on Viper. Vekash takes him down. That leaves the site open for free. Nightfall will be thrown in. They've got the information, but this is where that fast flank through the TP needs to come in, and the showstopper is going to buy them. Well, doing by the time. No, he's just going to send it.
Yeah, he's done damage on a camo, though. Here goes the convergence path. Now time to dive on in. Could be pressure for Alfia to deliver down below. Hookah, and he's being spun on by Miniboo. Another perhaps, but no, the Kaz is there to greet him. A lead present sent his way. Wayne, looking the wrong way. He's being sliced up, and Fnatic 4 versus 2. The godlike performance needed for Liquid, needed from Camo and Purpo. As the time ticks, another found, and it's down to just Kayak. They've done it. Every shot landed for Team Liquid. And a defuse puts them 7-5 at the halftime.
But again, Fnatic have already seemed to stabilize, seemed to adapt, seemed to have those calls that can turn things. Vekash already under pressure. He's running for the hills. He's seen the double dive into the site, and he's having none of it.
Understandable.
Spike
Better to set up for the post, but Vekash is going to be caught, pincered on both sides. Nice play by Liquid. That aggression doesn't seem to be going anywhere. There's still 3 players moving towards the spawn. Nats is wrapping up behind, doing damage, being a thorn in the side and the back for Alphayer as Camo at 10 HP. It takes quite a brave fight indeed, but he's got the info. Last 2 players fully spotted, and you can see Liquid ready for every engagement sent their way. Even if Miniboo goes down, oh, I was gonna say he's likely to. Never mind, little help from his friends.
Not that much of a detriment with how fast he's moving.
Yeah, it didn't seem to hold him back last round, but now you're up against rifles. Harder to make it work. Already on the site, you've seen the dodge off the stun, but still, Miniboo finds one. Poster on the trade at least, and now a 4v3, keeping control of the round. Vekash comes to help out, but Poster's double may have sealed the deal. Good damage coming in from Nats, but 2 players low. Still 3 rifles carried forward for Fnatic. Well, a minute 30, and it seems Liquid are going to be pretty quick with this one. Even with the ability to TP back, the whole squad is behind Camo, and he doesn't seem to be going anywhere. He wants to go forward. He wants to push through, and with the Sky Flash, they'll try! Wayne puts 2 in the ground. Numbers back even for a moment, but Boaster pulls the advantage out of thin air. I don't think he wants to keep fighting here, though. A 3 versus 2, a judge on the retake for Vekash. If they don't push into him, that's going to be a tough one to make work. Should be some weapons to pick up behind him. And indeed, they will just wait to take this together. Only 2 left, but it's Wayne and Nats.
Nats is facing the wrong way. Oh, it should have been free, but even still, he manages to catch Crashies. And Wayne, in clutch scenarios, has been sublime, and he needs to get past this utility now. The judge should be deadly. Well, Boaster is there again, climbing up that scoreboard.
To basically make this BO5 a BO3, put us 1-1.
Kayak once again aggressive, but he might have dealt a headshot. He's received, or his teammate, I should say, has received one trying to swing from mid.
Time to jump.
Does have his ultimate online. The problem is when Fnatic have had those disadvantages, a lot of the time we have seen those individuals try and turn the rounds back. I like the setup though. Playing contact with Vekash, but he's not going to be able to stop Miniboo. Just too quick on the slide to deal with, and now that singular disadvantage has doubled.
I've got your trail.
TP taken, but it's the Seekers here that make this a very tough task. Nade sent early, break the Seekers, stop the Neon from pushing, but now we're in a bit of trouble. Oh, Alphayer, he was left reeling, spinning around that site. Not sure where the danger was coming from, and the trick was, it was from all over.
I'll be honest, I think Liquid will take that.
Definitely, yeah, a huge danger taken out, and although Miniboo can do just the same, that showstopper can pick up a whole lot more, a whole lot faster. For Fnatic, waiting outside this site, all 5 players are here, and although they're sitting in the smokes containing the space, they haven't yet decided to strike until Alpha goes up top now. Here comes the invasion of the A site. Fnatic, they've already found 2. both falling into the hands of Alpha here. Someone has to fight back on Liquid if the climb back is to continue. And it will be the pit from Nats put in so late. A danger lurking as they've spotted him. The Yoru's looking to push on through, but hold on, Boaster's gone down. Shorty for Nats grabs a double, and the Chance still alive. The duelist of purple, as we know him, here on the sky, popping the flashes to buy them time and swinging for the home run. It's a Red Bull clutch, and Liquid have taken this in to punching distance.
Only Nats. Only Nats has the call to do that.
I can't believe
I was sat there.
Yeah, you're a
I was
madman.
sat there thinking, there's no way he can even get back into his own pit. But that was never the plan. The plan was to leave everybody low enough for his teammate to close out the round.
Let's go, boys!
And after using up their final pause, the final pause of Bind, aggression towards B long, the trade is very good for Liquid. They continue to get ground, but eyes drawn towards the B site means backs turned on A, and that's where Nats is filling in that space. He has gone so far back to prime. Nats with the space taken, and Bakash can watch the angle. All he wants, the only thing he'll see is a bullet speeding towards his temple. Team Liquid, 4 versus 3, post-plant, momentum, orbital strike, and the ult on Camo. The convergence path could, either one could lock in this round,
look
having
how far
both.
back they are. Look how far back they're sitting. Like you can see all of the spams, everything being used to try and delay them. Crashes has got it to half though. Honestly, not bad, but Nats has already taken another name. They're trying to heal him while he pushes. There goes the molly. And now he's in the corner they spammed. Why would they check this? They do! Crashes clears it again. A chance, a spam for Boaster. This is getting interesting, but can he tank the damage? He'd have to go all the way through this. It's going to be close, but not close enough. A nice attempt, but now Crashes with little to no time. It will be the round for Liquid. And all their post-run util does the job. So I think that was the little bit of spam from Nats.
That's devastating. And the round that's in it, Tom, that puts Fnatic down to pistols. 11-10, the lead taken out of their hand with no chance to fight for it until Liquid push up to 12, until they are, not just on the home stretch, they're knocking on the door, and Fnatic left in the dust. One chance to fight for this. They need to push it to OT. And they're not winning this one, I'll tell you that. Nats is toying with his food and end zone flawless with style. Liquid looking to send Fnatic home.
You could spend a whole day prepping for what this man has done in the past, what he's going to do. But dealing with him is a problem. This round, they've got him. They found him. There's more pieces to the puzzle. Boaster on the corner. He's going to dodge the ult. Gives him a way out of there, but he's under serious pressure. The spam not quite catching him, and this time the defense hold the line.
Oh yeah, even with the one for Camo, so much more needing to be done. The play towards the spawn could cause problems. In fact, it does. Camo lands it. TP can be taken. 2 versus 3, and the A site wide open. Where do they go for the plant? I mean, they have control over spawn. It's the right call. Nice and open as well. Even towards bathroom, you have to be scared. This is going to steal information out of the hands of Fnatic. And with the deep position from Camo, he was playing here until a matter of seconds ago. They know that nobody's coming from the spawn. They know that they'll be wrapping around, and Camo's connected the dots for his triple. The numbers even, the time ticking, and Fnatic are the ones that need this and a follow-up. They've got to pick up the pace already. Camo's got 4, and he'll close it with the ace. Camo cleaning up, puts them 13-10, 2-0, and 1 map away from Santiago.
Yeah, I think when I'm looking at Fnatic's composition here, I'm looking at the stopping power that they're going to have against this Waylay and that Neon that they have. I'm thinking about how amazing Alpha and Boaster have been looking on that B site with their defensive setups, right?
Team Liquid set themselves up for success and maybe even for Santiago. Fnatic
they know Nats
still have a chance. Indeed, the double cages have given away the game, but that was all part of the plan. Drag the rotates to the A site, then catch them in the chaos. Really well done by Liquid. That late mid-aggression has given them so much space, and Kayak is not only surrounded, but he's been caught inside of smoke. That's not going to help him. And his buddy's just giving him a bit of cover, I guess, and well, maybe it's worked out! Oh my god! Well, a 3v3 out of nowhere, and Kayak somehow still alive.
Yeah, he's just holding the line, he's buying time, and that's where Boaster strikes. It looked like the game plan was masterful. Now Nats might be walking into a lurker on the other side. There's a man just waiting in the corner, and that's a freebie for Vekash, leaving only Purpo standing. We've talked about his Sky, we've talked about that almost duelist-esque ability. But this one's going to be rough. Vekash waiting, a flash ready if he needs it, but he's just going to go for the timing, loses the fight. Isolated from the rest of the team, but they swing before the ping. No chance. And with Kayak getting his third of the round, I'll be honest, that was the only way they won that, because the initial plan, don't want to give him that outlaw, but they really are putting the pressure on. Boaster's already gone walkabouts. Vekash sitting back, but it's put the pressure instead onto Crashies, who's done well, honestly. Didn't have much to play with. Takes a kill, slows them down. And now the opponents are encroaching on that flank, but with Nats still alive, they do have to give the game away.
Yeah, that's always the problem. A little bit of extra information. Team Liquid know there's someone coming behind, so you might have to fight for some space, and the decision on where that's going to be, well, it hasn't been made just yet. In fact, they go back to the site, the double flank now coming through, and Fnatic can put pressure on from all sides and leave Heaven the riskier of the usual angles, and as they push on out, there was the chance. Nats tried to catch them off guard up there and realizes nobody's home. The push came in from everywhere else, and Wayne, well, he's actually got a chance. He's won crazier rounds in the past, and a 1v1 first! Wayne has done it again! The Red Bull clutch to deny the 3-0 start, and a very early interruption to the momentum Fnatic look to build.
Oh, I'm never going to get bored of watching this guy play.
How does he do it?
You stick him in the late round and he just never seems to miss a single bullet. Kayak, if that had landed, he would have been dead, but it's just ripping them a new one. So many clutch plays from a man, a hot prospect, no doubt.
Deploying drone.
And yeah, sure, you look at that as a bonus round, and Fnatic, that's great. But that's definitely a wonderful start.
That's exactly what you want, yeah. It's not exactly what you want, though. In return, Mini Boo's taking the A site. The plan can now, but Jesus, he's taking the spawn, he's going aggressive. He's running it down, and Camo's the one to pay the price somehow. Nade even gonna cause it a bit of a problem in terms of planting. They've got to go for that back site, and unless they continue to fight, they're gonna have no space left to hold on to. These players essentially isolated, and well, they will be destroyed. Each pillar falling as Fnatic get their 3-1 on the board. Maybe the comeback isn't too far out of the realms of possibility. Liquid grouped up, going to cause a big problem for Kayak. It's an outlaw down and pressure onto the A site. Players far back on A as well. There'll be no chance to really deny this plant unless they want to get crazy aggressive. But for Liquid, the choice remains. They know they've got main, thanks to that trap. But they're still wanting more space. A trap put up in Heaven with a lot of presence there as well, and a great tag early on.
It gets ult if he gets a single kill. With the damage he's already doing, that might be enough to steal this round away. Hunter's Fury for Purpo as well. Look how passive he's currently sitting. Another tag connected. Low players. There's the ultimate available, and there it is popped. A teammate wrapping around, and again, he's chipped away at Crash. He's leaving Nats to seal the deal. A catch onto Kayak was enough for Liquid to take another round. But this control is coming under scrutiny.
Here comes the dive, but Camo will be out of there, you'd imagine. In fact, he is, but it's Alpha connecting the shot. Steel Garden online and put through. It should delay, and with 33 seconds, that could be enough, but Alpha needs to be so careful. A cage on the other side protects Nats, or so he thought, but the span through has dropped him. Running out of ammo, the only way they can deal with Alpha, but the flank from Wayne now makes this a competitive round. The spike is dropped in the open, 12 seconds, TP available for Wayne, and they've made the read, but Fnatic won't get there in time. Spike stolen, plant secured. And Hunter's Fury post plant too.
Yeah, he's so far away. You can see though that Purpo's goal is just basically to watch if anybody comes in on that flank. The second they don't, this post plant in main becomes deadly. As you said, the Hunter's Fury being available. The main detriment of it is if somebody comes from behind, but they already know that that isn't the case. The one thing he has to be very careful of, though, yeah, is it being denied. And there you go. Smart stuff from Becca as she waits for the first pop, manages to remove it. Crashy's just trying to block the player from swinging. They wait together, and Fnatic will hold the line. And the no command still caught him, and now the whole plan is gone.
Yeah, and you knew going into that the null command had to be a part of it. Otherwise, the Hunter's Fury would secure the round. Used perfectly. Kept for just the right moment. Huge tags. 2 players down and 1 left to have. Crashies. Oh my goodness, that early impact. It might just have killed this round as the barriers went up for Team Liquid. And they're on the A site, but the spike is back in spawn.
Oh, flank on flank.
And the delay, it's causing some gaps, some problems, you would think. But a 10 HP Alpha still wins that fight.
10 HP. But a headshot is a headshot. That's all you need to remember. It doesn't matter how much health you have. He's still going to be holding the angle. It's a bit of a risky fight, but after getting the info for his team, they're happy to now fall back. Both players locked in as the retake begins. Minibu needed to get something early if fear, otherwise it's going to be very difficult to fight from this point. And a wonderful flash gives Crashies his 3rd of the round. He started it off beautifully with the Hunter's Fury.
12-3 at the moment. I mean, he is having a game.
Oh yeah, Fnatic have been one of the teams that have had reverse sweeps against them before. Ooh.
There.
Sorry, Kayaks,
but this time, they're attempting one of their own. You can't be a reverse swept if you're 2-0 down. There you go. More you know. But they have lost a player early in this one. Kayak has been pivotal in a lot of rounds, and Boaster's surprise factor is met with only further deficit. Alpha has redeemed them a little bit, but even with Crash, he's aggressive. He's been caught by the cam. Forced to retreat, and well, this round is looking bleak. Even just escaping might be difficult under serious pressure. He's aware that he's going to get peeked eventually, but I think he even ducked on camera to try and get out of the way of that shot.
Yeah, you can see him laughing on his way out. He knows he's lucky to be alive, but that ain't lasted too long. Time to flee. This Team Liquid make 3. And he's not looking to give away those opening fights, but a smoke off on the left side, they can close the distance, start to get towards this door, break it into vents, and pressure Boaster. Now they get real close to Kayak, and he needs to land the shot, missing the first, but Crashies, he comes in, the guardian angel, to keep them in a 5v4.
His knight in shining armor has just appeared on horseback to save him in a moment of need. There's bits and pieces of damage being done. Does leave Althea on a little bit of an island, though. And that's the problem. If he gets taken out, there's much more of a chance.
Let's look how patient they're being on the rotate. Fnatic know how much control they gave up. But as all this is cleared, they might start to think it's open. Camo free beyond the Crashies, but now the whole squad surrounds him, and the AWP is the first to strike. Kayak does well. And the steel garden, although shallow, it's making it so much easier to cover that ground and make it towards the site. Much needed with time low, but when Nats the only one standing, an almost impossible clutch presents itself. But Nats making the impossible look possible, but still 1 left to deal with, and he'll do it all! A rumble clutch for Nats, leading by example as Liquid make it to 4.
Every single time he seems to land the shot that just deals the death-dealing blow. Liquid go from what could have just been one and dones to back on the board, but once again it's an opener for Fnatic. They are not wanting to let this slip, but just look at the swing coming out. They don't know Nats is there. Even still, it's only 1 this time.
Yeah, again, Crashies is to be commended. That quick trade. Last time he was ahead of the kill. For Team Liquid, it might look odd with the spike and spawn. They do have a TP and ult on Wayne to go and steal it back. But they've also got a speedster in the form of Minibu. Nonetheless, the issue here is not the spike. The issue is this setup we've seen from Alpha many times before. This is devastating to deal with. He's not only going to have a lot of control over that right side, the wall, keeping it safe, the thorns that will be put up, but now a flash, you can see it on the left, but they can't. And once this pops, big problems brew. But look who's tucked in the corner. Wayne couldn't come out to help because of those thorns. Alphayer, oh, he's drawing blood on backside. But Purpo trains it back with 3 more to find, though. This round looks done.
Yeah, they know exactly where he is as well. The dart reveals his position, and the Fnatic players not wanting to give anything over. It might at least give him the plant, but it would lock him in position. It would let them know exactly where he sits. Also likely be a piece of utility that denies him planting exactly where he wants, no? He is going to get stunned up, though. No escape, and as free as a kill could be. The last round was one to forget for Fnatic.
Really, it's the Hunter's Fury that can change the round. The other's so situational, and that can be instantly cancelled by Vikash.
That's the thing. He was so good with the timing of it that it almost doesn't matter. It's the early pop. Try and catch him now, but all it's really given is the space. Vakash has just sat back. They're playing for the retake, and that opener for free is exactly what they were looking for. Crashy's not even giving the fight, denying utility for the post-farm, and Vakash found another. They're desperately trying to find ground on the Liquid side, find someone to fight, and Vakash is that so. Oh! And in a blink of an eye, it turns, leaving it to Boaster. Can he get himself, his teammate back? He should be able to. No, he's baiting. He's trying to get them in, and that did not work. Again, Liquid win an impossible round, and again, they bring it within 2.
Thank you, Zilf. Camo all the way up on B. That's allowing a full rotation to the A side. And this is what I'm worried about. Fnatic have had issues with their plays being very telegraphed.
Oh, already. Vakash removed with a shock dart. A nice start to the round, and the spams are going to get him a second. He's been having his moments throughout this game, caught by his teammates blind, but if this is a rotation back, they're going to run straight into Camo. He's even going to slow them. There's nowhere to go. They're boxed in, and now the time is ticking too far. They need to either sprint it back in towards the A site and hope they can kill everybody.
1 enemy remaining.
Well, or just give up on the round. It's left all onto Althea. He needs to wipe out everybody, and not this time. Liquid climbed to 6. The distance now just 1.
Yeah, a very valuable pistol round for Liquid. Back in the Coliseum.
Look at this push-up. Like, this is against an eco. They are going all the way round behind them in mid. This is a lineup of players. I don't even think they realize how many are here. And while, they're both sliding. It's one of the most awkward fights ever. But Miniboo has found the kill. Kayak will retreat, but they got the spike.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boaster's in defender spawn, 2 players on A.
And they're watching for it, by the way. Wayne is locked in on defender spawn.
Yeah, this looks ridiculous. But it also looks exactly as I'd expect, considering how Liquid have been playing.
He's behind you.
The timing
He's
of
always
Nats is perfect.
You stole the double knife. That could have been history in the making. It is, however, an in-zone flawless.
Yeah, Nats behind you. What a surprise. Yes, you did.
Same, actually. Same.
And Jack Igo for the gun buddies. I forgot to thank you for mine the other week, Jack, but appreciate that. On 4 ult accounts as well.
Oh, no.
No more.
But 7 to 7.
Double knife.
It could have been beautiful.
Double knife. It should have been.
But I think, and it's a long shot here. It's a big guess. An achievement that has to find its way into their pocket, or this map is under threat, and that's a very, very solid opening kill. The flank now completely dealt with, and Alpha turns his attention to the site, making it look easy. Fnatic, like a hot knife through butter, they have completely diced the Liquid up in this. Every fight taken, every fight won. Bar a single. And the question of damage, I suppose, not gonna have much of an answer in favor of Liquid. 8 to 7. This is where Liquid get the full buy back up. They didn't get much damage done in the previous, though, so good signs early on for that Fnatic attack. Great flashes bought them the first angle, but look at the rotates. Liquid seem to have their playbook in front of them. They know the hit's coming through. The rotates in, a pick already. The laneway is proving to be firmly under the control of Liquid. Another going in their hands with Miniboo, and now Wayne suspicious as this smoke is going to fade soon. He's holding it, waiting, biding his time, and sure, Crashies gets one. He's taking quite a fall afterwards.
It was a choice of dying to an opponent or dying to the ground, so if anything, it's good orb management from Crashies, but I'm not sure it was necessarily Considering Minibu was smashing his mouse a few rounds ago, it's quite funny to hear.
But they talked about Nats on his villain arc, and you can see him, man. He's having fun down there. He's poking, and the start here, Fnatic have sent Kayak back to mid, a score to settle from that last half, and he's found himself a double opening, adding to it his Alpha, and Wayne and Purpo, mere seconds into the round, find themselves alone.
Within the first 15 seconds, and Wayne, he's almost walked past everybody. Just bypassing his position. They've sent out the wounded to go looking. Purpo's actually done all right there, though. He's taken 0 damage, got out. Wayne is being watched for, though. And now they know where everybody is. They've seen both players. No need to refight any spot that they've already seen.
Wayne's going to be on B. He's going to make it here, and the worst part is Crashies goes to backside here. Wayne knife out, though. Should be dead. 2 rights, and it will be Crashies to deal the death blow. For now, I think Purpo has an impossible decision to make.
This rifle would definitely be useful. Kayak's going to be the one taking the fight. Purpo doesn't even react. I think maybe expecting there to be a second layer to this. Well, there it was. He's full blind. Completely blinded. Still wins the pick. Well, eventually, okay, he loses his gun, but he gains his ult. This is not the worst case scenario. 4 players
right here.
currently within this B site. The trips were set on the other side. Meant they would be online unless a kill was found, but this is dangerous. This is worrying for Fnatic. They are walking into the trap, the time ticking down. Minibu now with ult online. A Judge still in the corner, it's all falling apart. The shot dodge down to 1! Just 1 health! It's enough for Wade to take out Crashies, and somehow they will win with every player standing! Fnatic had a chance to extend their league, but they have tripped and fallen once again.
When you see that damage pop up after the round,
that side is brutal.
Someone's mouse might be broken after that. That's got to be so frustrating. Shock dart to 1 HP, both of them sent in as well. He should have been dead to rights.
Nice!
But Team Liquid, you can see with the weaponry Fnatic have, it's Liquid with a clear advantage. But Kayak's Blade Storm has definitely bailed them out before. They're avoiding giving him any chances here, as he's already made it to the backside. Now there's danger brewing. It's Nats who will face this. Oh, what a shot by Kayak! But he can't get the second. The stun from Minibu makes it too hard, and that flash was sublime. But an immediate response.
Hunter's Fury online. Guns can be taken away by Alpha. It's how much they want to gamble, especially with Crashies not having a weapon. There needs to be a kill, and well, there is, but it's too little too late. Liquid managed to survive the onslaught of the Blade Storm.
After tucking up in the standard chamber spot, now he's gone creeping. Nats is taking so much space, but Alpha's ready. We've seen that patience before as he sits and waits on mid, finally rewarded for it.
As of right now, he is left completely in the dark, without utility to play with, without any help whatsoever. He's trying to use the opposing smoke against them, try and hide within it, and there's a spike on the ground. He's done well so far, but immediately spammed down. The rest of the team are only just getting into position. Minibu looking to try and run through the smoke, but there is a man on the other side just waiting, and the hold is enough.
Spike planted.
Evidently, that smoke coming in a little late just because he was so isolated. I can't blame Wayne. Of course, he was over in A main. No, we don't see the rotate just yet. It will be Wayne who has to do it all, essentially. The smoke comes in too late to properly delay them, and the flash completely blinds Wayne. He's dead to rights, and B has fallen. The battle lost before it began, and with Camo down, the resurgence of Fnatic is undeniable. Should be no surprise to see Nats here with that wall just fading moments ago. And even then, Alpha has cleaned up the site, so it doesn't matter. 11 for Fnatic. The lead is theirs, and at the nick of time, the sparks become a flame.
Maybe have 2 not perfect buys, or do we want to go with the low buy and maybe have to fight for OT? They gambled on B. It's understandable. The last couple of rounds have been late B hits, so they stack it early. This time, Fnatic swap and directly hit A. They get themselves a space, and now they get the post as well.
Now, you've got Convergence path, but considering no big investment from Liquid, you'd imagine they keep it. Now a player down, that has to be a certainty. Let's see Camo move towards Heaven, but it will be diving in to take the space, ends up losing his life. a trade at least, but Liquid a man down, smoke now blooms. Spam's not good. They get close to the spike, but everybody's falling and they can't get back up. 12 to 10 for Fnatic.
A few rounds of B, it's seeming like they might rinse and repeat the A site here.
They should have seen the shock went high, but that trip is still up towards the right side. Getting anything from it will be difficult. Purpo, the only man close by. The drone is keeping him back, and they get in towards the site. That trip completely avoided. I say that as one gets caught, but no punishment. In goes the convergence path, though. This is Liquid's final stand. They'll put everything into it, throw it all at the wall and see what sticks. Crashies stuck on site, Alpha by his side, but the drops one by one traded out from Liquid. 12 to 11.
But they're looking to continue in that direction once again.
The shock from Purpo didn't land. The second bounce wasn't on. So the drone clears so much space. They can take presence on the site now. Fnatic getting a little leg up thanks to a missed piece of utility. The site's already theirs. TP coming in as well from Wayne. This is Liquid playing outside for the retake, but the spam's already dropped them. Hold on! Liquid are fighting back. Miniboo's got 3, and out of nowhere, the Hunter's Fury is all that stands for Fnatic. Crashies needs to pull out a play like we've never seen before. And with Wayne tucked in with a judge and a firing squad on the other side, overtime on the horizon, and a new dawn with Miniboo on 4. Liquid haven't given up hope yet. The 3-0 dream is still alive. To put them closer to a map 4 and to at least take the pressure off, as now it really feels like Liquid just moments away from that 3-0, knocking on the door, and already this crack showing with Boaster down. This crack has become far too big to manage. Everything slipping into it. The hopes and dreams of Fnatic to break that curse. They might be ending here.
Oh yeah, the legendary Liquid lower bracket runs. Something we've seen so many times. Alfia under pressure, he's stunned up, but has managed to hide in the corner. He is completely isolated, completely alone, and it's only going to be the one. They needed more from that. Camo, he's had a quiet game, but this attack ground would certainly belong to him, and Crashies is even just trying to escape away. Shock darts into the corner, utility being sent in to deny. And a swing surely coming. The second Purpo has the contact. He doesn't even need the swing. Doesn't even need the help. Nice shot from Crashies, but there's no more of that. Liquid. Purpo not calling for help though. He's seen nothing else. They've left 3 players into the back of this B site, waiting for the push to come in. In fact, a 4th now rotating over. Fnatic are walking straight into the trap. How much could Kayak do? It's nothing, but Boaster's there with the trade. Even on a stacked site, they're managing to hold on as Vekash is there with another.
Spike planted.
Not dead in the water just yet. Nats misses the shot to start as well. Fnatic might just have bought themselves that extra little bit of time. Another shot at a squad that has never 3-0'd them, never looked this dominant in a matchup, but Fnatic won't let them run away with it. Another overtime guaranteed, and now we look to that defensive setup.
Clears out the back of that site. This time Alfia is playing much further back, but Kayak is not. That's Nats dealt with in the first few seconds.
Yeah, a little taste of their own medicine there. The early aggression that Liquid have brought to every map so far. Well, now on the defense, Fnatic pull it out. Maybe when it's least expected, and as a result, a 5v4. The Camo has been able to pull back advantages, create so much space, but they are grouping up to deal with them. Nice work by Crashies to trade it out. Numbers still in favor of Fnatic, but no mistakes can be made here. These players on Liquid have already, even individually, won rounds like this, and now they're together. Great damage from Wayne. It's starting to look spooky, and around Fnatic we're favored, and Liquid somehow still have a fight in them.
Crashies will be spotted. Operator on the retake, also not ideal, but might work out. If they attempt to get aggressive, it's a mid shot. Miniboo just taking over again. A quick double. Blink and you miss it. And Crashies is only on 42 HP. He's being flanked on. Purpo's coming in from behind. He is locked in a fight. And he doesn't even know he's already lost. Surely Wayne will close it before he even gets backstabbed. And the fact is, Liquid have just stopped moving. They've stopped over-rotating, and now Minibu even starts going back in the other direction. It's the same again. They're going to walk into a stacked site with 4 players for the 2nd time in a row.
Reveal just went up there deep in A main. Now it's going to be 5. Liquid know the hit's coming in. They've read it. Fnatic's playbook sometimes open.
30 seconds left.
In open view of Team Liquid, but they've got the opening and another Kayak. You put numbers here, but that's just more targets for Kayak's practice. Purpo finds one, but it's done after 14-14. Another overtime. Fnatic clinging on by their fingertips. Liquid
Pacing.
quickly moving to this A site. They have hit the gas pedal and their foot's not coming off, but Kayak at least trades out the first fight.
Yeah, tool swing up. Wayne wanted to make a play, and now Alfia's taken over to looking to do the damage, but he's been dealt with Minibu standing. It always feels like there's hope. Going for the drone, getting them at least a little bit of information. Both to take it a deeper angle, but left with a solo fight. That operator looking to get back in, and now all that remains is Minibu. We've seen magical moments from him all the way through this map. But on 70 HP, this might just have to be the best of them. And he has to go moving. The second this tapped, it's not happening. For the first time in a while, Fnatic now have themselves an advantage. Look at the hesitation. Currently, the defensive side are running around in the spawn. They're going back and forth in case they've lost mid-control. Maybe thinking this is bait, and it's not. Kayak again. It's an opener, but can it be turned by Minibu? No, just the one this time. Camo already filling in the gap. Needs to turn around to try and find them on the side, and the escape might not be there. He's made it back into the smoke, and now Nats has found another. Somehow, they once again find an advantage.
Enemy remaining.
Oh, Nats onto Alpha, and Wayne wrapping around. This one's done. Overtime, 15-15, and another required. How many OTs?
He's just left.
He's just slowly backing off. There's a fight with Nats going down inside of mid. They've lost their flank protection. It's time to speed up, but right into the Vice setup, and it's nice and passive as well from Alpha. Like you said, Kayak instead the one to play off that utility. They said that there'd been trouble when it came to this setup, but not this time. The change from Fnatic finds huge success. And unless this impressive start, they have an even more impressive finish, a 1 versus 5
seconds.
with 20 seconds left on the clock. A spike down as well. It's impossible. It has to be. You can't even take that refract. It would end the round on time alone. 16-15. Another shot for Fnatic.
To that first Masters of the year. For Fnatic, it's the first of 3 maps needed in a monumental fight back, and they go back to the B site. It's where they've been successful, but they need Kayak to stay alive, and while Vekaj is gone.
Oh, so is Boaster, so is Kayak. Falling like dominoes, Alpha and Crashies left behind the smokes, way out of the play, and
Ooh.
with the big resurgence needed. Even that kill on the Nats, unlikely to bring them anywhere closer, but without it, and the flank now known to be coming through, they are boxed in. They've got to come out swinging with no real chance. It's 16-16. You know what? Let's go again. Yeah, luckily, I don't think Camo had put anything down. You saw him about to use his dash.
Outlaw. He is literally hunting for this operator. Oh, goodness, Nats! The first was just to deal with a guy with no armor. The headshot, well, that was the cherry on top of the cake.
We talk about Fnatic burning the midnight oil. The only shot that's landing is with a bow and arrow. Finally, that guy gets in there for one. But Team Liquid and Nats with the outlaw. And that's
where are we going again?
It's one thing to look at, the gall of Liquid, the defensive aggression that we saw, but that play right there underlines it. It's what Nats is known for. He's had to temper his aggression over time. People figured out how he likes to play, and we always said that would be his downfall. Once people realized, well, obviously he's always behind you, but he's reinvented himself again and again, and now as a leader, he's looking to keep up the streak of internationals. A strong start, but Fnatic not pulling any blows. This means as much to them as it does to Liquid, but it might not matter. A 3 versus 2. Camo writing some checks for himself on backside. And it looks like his aim can catch them in. Team Liquid